Hello there, and welcome to day 84 of the 100 Days Python Programming Challenge. I hope you've been enjoying our Flask tutorial so far. Today, on day 84, I will talk about HTTP method and form handling. Today, we'll dive into handling GET and POST request, working with request objects, processing user input from forms. Are you excited? It's day 84 of the 100 Days Python Programming Challenge. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Yesterday, I explained the Jinja 2 template, how to render templates in Flask, and the day before, we imported Flask and so on and so forth. Today, I will show you how to undo forms and user inputs in Flask. Today, we'll explore how you can create interactive web pages that handles user input via forms. And by the end of this tutorial, you would know how to build a Flask application that collects and processes user data. So we will create an HTML form that accepts the user input, and we'll use the Flask route to handle the form submission. And then we'll use the post request, the get and post request, and also to I will process the form data and display it dynamically on our website. So let's set up our template. So I want a form that gets the user data, and I want a page that shows the result of the form. So I still have my app.py, and then in my template folder, I would have my index.html, and I would also have my result.html. So these are the two HTML files that I would use. I remember in previous tutorials we talked about the HTTP method, the get method, and the post method. So a recap, the get method, you use the request data from the server, while the post method is used to send data to the server securely. So the get method is used to request data. You want to get data from the server, while the post, you want to send data to the server securely. So the data is included in the request body and not the URL. So Flask provides like an easy access to both using the request object. But first, let's build our form. Our form will just have the name and the age. That's all we want to get with our form. So I'll put that in my index.html. So this is day 3 of our Flask tutorial. All I want is my input for name and also the input for age. And I made both required. And then I also want to have like a submit button. So the user clicks on the submit button. The form action, now you see there, the form action submit is key in directing my form data to the correct server endpoint. So it works with the method attributes to ensure that the data is transmitted as it is intended to. So it just specifies where this data, the name and the age, should be sent to. So it defines like a URL or a route. So this is the URL of where I want it to be sent to. So now what should my results.html, what do I want to have in my results.html? If you want me to make videos on HTML, I can do that. Let me know if you would like to see that. So this is just what I want to have in my my result page. I want to show that the form submission is successful, and then since I'm getting the name and the age from the user, then I want to print that back to my website, to my page, that this is your name and this is your age. And I also want to have a link that goes back to my original page. So say we have our codes for our form. This is our form. We have the label, we have the input, we have the label for the age and the input, and we have the button, and we have that in our form tag. And we have our header, we have our title, and so on and so forth. And this is what we have in the result. Now let's write our Python code. So we already have our home. I believe this is what we use the day one, day two. Sorry, this is what we use in day two. So we use the render template because we want to render the index.html. This is what we want them to see first. So this is our home function. And then I imported request because we will be using the request from Flask in order to get and receive data, the HTTP request. So then let's have our new route that we would have for submit. Here we put here that our form should go to submit. So we have to put submit in our route in our app.py. So this is my app.route and it's submit, and the method is post because I want to send to the server. I want to send requests. So I want to send the name and the age securely to my server. So I will have my function. My function is dev submit, and I want to retrieve the data from the form. So when they fill the data into the name and the age box or input, I want to get that data. And how do I get the data? I will use request.form, and then what do I have? I have my age, my name, and then the age. I want to get that. So I would have name, age equals to request.form, and then in square brackets, name and age. To learn about request, I suggest you check out the video on request. So after I've gotten my name and age, the next thing that I want to do is to pass that data. That's what we did yesterday when we did use the render template. We're passing data to our HTML file in order to make it dynamic. So now I want to render the result.html because here we put in curly braces. Remember, this is what I said, that this is what the curly braces is for. So name and age is what we're getting from the form request.form, name and age, and then I want to send that information to my new template, which is result.html. This is exactly how we did it yesterday. So name age, and then it goes to our result.html, name and age. So all we've done is that we want them to submit their information into a form, and then we want to get that information and we want to print it on the next page. Because when they click submit, it goes to the result.html. Because you see, when the submit button is clicked, it goes to this URL. And in this URL, I want to print out that your form submission is successful, and also a thank you message with the name and the form that you filled, and then the age that you filled in the form. And that is basically all what we are going to do. And then if we'll check our page, this is what we have. You see, welcome to day 3 of Flask. We have welcome to day 3 of Flask. And this is the label, the name, the label for age. This is age. And this is the input. Input type is text. Input type is number. So we can add number. And then we have our ID and our name. And we also made it required. So you have to fill in the information that is there. And then when I fill out my name, and I click on submit, then it should go to, and check out the URL. The URL, this is the home URL. When I click on submit, it will go to the submit URL and the submit page. And this information that I filled there will then be on my submit page. Say, just form submission successful. Thank you, Fumilayo. You are 21 years old. I'm not really 21 years old, but you get the point. And then go back, it goes back to the form. So this is how we've been able to handle forms in Flask. This is like the most basic aspect, but I believe this will get you going on how you can create multiple routes, because now we've created the home route and the submit route, and now we're able to like get information using the request. Watch the request video. We did a video on request and beautiful soup and so on and so forth. So watch the video. We're able to get information, and then we're able to display the information back to the user. So see you tomorrow. I'm excited. Are you excited about Flask? Let me know in the comments. That is it for this video. Do not forget to subscribe, to like, and leave a comment. Let me know if you have any questions. And as always, the link to the Jupyter Notebook is in the description. See you tomorrow.